These are the brand new Bauer VAPOR FLYLITE goalie pads. Obviously, there's a lot more to this line. We've got stick as well. We've got chest protector, and I don't know that much about it. So today we're going to have Elliott, our goalie expert, come in here, and I'm going to ask him as many questions as I can to let us know everything about this new series. Elliott, thanks for coming in once again.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty exciting stuff. I feel like I got to see some of these tested by some of the pros. They looked very impressive, not only just visually, but in terms of their puck stopping ability as well. This is our tradition in these videos. Can you give us a 60-second rundown of everything we need to know about the new FLYLITE goal set?
All right, so it's based off of our Hyperlite 2 set, obviously being our VAPOR family. On the blocker, we increased the cuff spacing a little bit, and now we have this new adjustable index finger protection, depending on how you hold your stick. On the pad, new slide strap here, replacing our TuneFit 2.0. We've got a new reactive boot shape here. It's a little bit softer, moves with the goalie more, stays on top of the skate better. And then now our knee block is still our StabiliFlex knee block, but it's totally flat for a little bit wider, more stable landing surface. And then our catch glove has a new single T base down here with still the double T pocket for enhanced durability.
This is very impressive. You got all that out very quickly. We will actually also be bringing in the chest protector at some point. We've got like a whole mannequin that's wearing the chest protector, so that's a part of it. But
Corwin was scared to have him looking over his shoulder the whole video, but
he's very intimidating. He's large, like a goalie, I guess, yeah. So it fits. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the first thing most people are going to notice about a goalie pad is the graphics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's what gets a lot of goalies into it, is they see all the pros and the custom colors. They look cooler than shin guards.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah, of course. I mean, so then can you give us kind of a breakdown of some details that somebody might miss at home that makes this graphic unique and something that might be exciting for new goalies that want a new goalie?
Yeah, I think what's really cool about this graphic is we have kind of the flare here on our spears, which is something that's never really been possible for with traditional pad construction. That's more just like cut and sew pieces of leather. That's why you tend to see sharp lines and angles on a lot of pad designs. So it's something cool that we're able to do through our digi-printing process. Obviously, you've seen some of the crazy sets in the NHL that are possible. So this is our first time kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit more on a stock graphic.
Yeah, that's very cool. So are you saying like you can kind of change the colors of both of these to whatever you want? Is that?
Yeah, so I mean, when you customize these pads, there's like 11 different color zones that you can swap between. You can pick all the different components. And of course, if you want, you can even do a fully custom graphic with our DigiPrint.
Yeah, that's like, I feel like you know in the video game when you like have to make custom jerseys for your team, and then there's like 50 options for the jersey. You're like, I don't even know what I'm changing anymore, but that's amazing. There's tons of options there. You can get some pretty good custom pads. What's kind of like the big difference? And again, I know you kind of already said it, but I'll give you less of a time restraint on this one. Is there a big kind of difference from Hyperlite to this?
The biggest difference I really think is just a little bit of feel difference. The performance is pretty similar. This has a little bit hotter rebounds. That's kind of what we've always been known for with these cores and with this foam skin. But the biggest difference is really the feel of that boot. Like I was kind of saying briefly, it stays on top of your skate more and really hugs that shape more naturally, where some of our older pads would tend to kind of slip off the front. And then I think this slide strap too is a big upgrade. The nice thing too with all of our strapping systems is they're connected right here at the base, is what we always called like our TuneFit system. And so this is still part of that. So if you prefer a TuneFit 2.0 that's on a Hyperlite 2 or a TuneFit Plus that comes on our shadows, you can easily just swap those out yourself and interchange straps there.
Yeah, because it's just Velcro, right? And then this just kind of like swaps out. That's very cool. And then so when you're making a custom pad, obviously a lot of people think of the graphic first, but is there a lot of options like throughout the pad? How does that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bunch. You can see them all on BAUER.com. Check out the customizer.
Great plug.
Our VAPOR is going to kind of come with all of our softer options. So that softer thigh flex, that softer boot. Our Supreme's going to come with most of our stiffer ones, but you can kind of mix and match from within there. So you'll pick your basic construction, which will kind of be like this section of the pad, I would say. That's going to be your VAPOR, your Supreme. But if you want, you can stiffen up the boot on a VAPOR or soften it on a Supreme. We actually have 5 flex profiles from soft to extra stiff. So our VAPOR comes with our soft. Our Supreme actually comes with our mid. So there's 2 flex profiles above a Supreme if you want. or there's one in between too that's like our semi-soft.
There's all these new technologies. Obviously, we've tested those with a bunch of pros, our field testing team, different people. What's been the feedback from athletes in general?
With the new strapping and the new boot, we've heard that it's a really big improvement there. The other things that we've liked is, like I was talking about with this finger block here, I was kind of saying it moved, didn't really talk about why. We've noticed some more goalies now do a little bit of more of a full hand grip on the stick. So this is kind of traditionally how our finger block would sit, this protection piece here, which works for most goalies, but some goalies, the stick would kind of sit like this, and that finger protection would get in the way. So now we can move it, and you can still get the same amount of finger protection, but it's adapted to how the goalie holds their stick.
I mean, what about for the glove? I know you were kind of talking about, I tried this on before, and you were showing me that, like, even me, I could be a goalie.
Yeah. Why
It's
not?
not bad. And then, so you said, sorry, you were saying this was kind of like more durability through this one?
Yeah, so in a double T construction, these used to just kind of sit on top of each other and then be stitched in. And sometimes we would see that start to break through. So now you'll see it's actually connected here at the base, and it's just a little bit of a more durable solution, but you're still getting all the benefits that a goalie would like from a double T. Of course, you can still get a single T and custom and a bunch of other glove options too, like we were talking about with the pads.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is kind of our, what we call like our full hand closure. Goalies are obviously very particular about their gloves. It's very much a feel-based thing. So our shadow that we came out with last year, we made that big massive pocket on it that a lot of goalies have really loved. So we took some of those learnings. This pocket is actually a little bit bigger than the Hyperlite 2, it's about 5% bigger, but it's still that same kind of full hand closure that goalies like. We do also have a Vapor 90 this year, what we would call like a fingers only closure. It's kind of weird feeling. It's not for me personally, but some goalies swear by it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like your thumb doesn't move at all, and it's just all fingers, and it gets like that more hooked closure.
Okay, yeah, again, just options for
Yep.
everything. I guess my last thing that I would kind of want to leave with on this is just in terms of sentiment of where goalie pads are going, what is really, like, I think the goal with a goalie pad like this? What are you trying to achieve? What is the things that are making it that next step in technology?
Like I was saying, I think there's more ways to make a pad feel lighter without necessarily cutting weight. So thinking about more of the shape of the pad like we did with the boot on this one, diving deeper into the strapping and other things like that just to make the pad feel like a more seamless connection to the body, so a goalie can move naturally. We have to move in a lot of different unpredictable ways during a game, and we have really bulky equipment, so the more that equipment can move with us and not have to think about our equipment, we can just focus on stopping the puck. That's kind of where we are looking towards in the future.
Okay, so sweet. I think we've pretty much covered everything there is with the pads, but there is more parts of the Vapor goal set, so we're going to bring those in now. The Vapor FlyLite goalie stick. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so this will be the stock colorway coming in here, so it's kind of like a lighter version of what you'll see on the player, but it's still got kind of the same chrome zones, and then we went with more of the white base, as we've seen a lot of goalies liking that.
Yeah, I love the like obviously they've talked a lot about the kind of like purple and blue, the fluidity between those two colors and things like that. I love it on the, like, it's rare. It's only on goalie sticks that you get the like big Bauer like that, and it just looks so nice with how it kind of like reflects in the light.
Yeah.
But just like everything else, can you give us, I'm only going to give you 30 seconds on this because we're just talking about goal stick, but can you give us a 30-second rundown of everything we need to know about this stick?
Yeah, so this is going to be, kind of think of it as a marriage between the Hyperlite 2 and the Agent goal stick that we had. So it's going to be pretty similar to the Hyperlite 2 base. We've brought in some of the technology in the paddle, so it's got the XE taper from Agent and some of that air paddle technology to lighten it up just a little bit. It's still got the Pentagrip that we've had since Hyperlite that goalies know and love. I know you talked to Jacob Fowler about that. I'm the same way. Yeah, I can't play without it. It just kind of fills in that space, gives you more control. But then the other big thing is now on the blade of the stick, we've combined the coverage benefits of a square toe with the puck playability of a round toe with our new hybrid toe construction there. And initial feedback from goalies has been really great on that.
Okay, and then so we did talk about the graphic and everything. Are there other kind of custom options that you can do, even if it's graphic or otherwise with the stick, that people should know about? Or
yeah, of course. So of course we've got different colorways. So there's white, blue, red, sport gold, and a black version that you can buy right at the store. Or you can mix and match zones. So we actually have 5 different color zones on here that you can customize between. You've got a couple different curve options too now this year. So P31 is by far our most popular. That's what's going to come on the stock unit. But you can get the P34. You can now get the P28G, which I know we talked about. A lot of goalies have been loving.
Fish hook.
It's a hook, but it actually plays a lot nicer than I expected.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
I use the P28 player, so
yeah.
I feel like
it'll come naturally to you.
Yeah, I highly doubt it will. But I mean, I'm sure it'll come natural to the actual goalies out there.
But then, of course, like, so all of our stock sticks, goalie sticks are based off paddle height, not necessarily like overall height. Like, that's how we want to fit it. And our Vapor sticks always come with a 28-inch shaft, where our Supreme comes with a slightly taller 30-inch shaft. But you can change that in custom as well between them. Or, like we talked about with the Pentagrip, you can add it to a Supreme stick, or you can remove it from a Vapor. I mean, I love Pentagrip. I don't. It's not much else to say. The first time I tried it on a Hyperlite, I can't go back to anything else now.
It's just such a natural fit in the hand. Like, that just feels like the shape that you would want to grab. But yeah, all right, there we go. Let's go on to our last one, which is chest protector. I love the look of this thing. Like, it feels like heroic to me almost. It's kind of a shame that you put a jersey over it, but either way, obviously a pretty exciting product. I know there's a bunch of different stuff. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Can you give us the 30-second breakdown of everything we need to know about this?
Yeah, so if you're noticing padding for the rest of the line, it's based off of the Hyperlite 2. So any goalie that loved the Hyperlite 2 is still going to find this to be a very familiar unit that they like. But the big advantages here, we added a new comfort wrist. So a little bit of a thicker, like, neoprene type material down here. We have floating protection now on the forearm and in the bicep for a little bit of extra protection without sacrificing mobility. We've got chest integration straps here, so if you wear like a suspender, you can loop those right through here, keeps your suspenders held in place.
There you go.
And some improved kind of side arm protection for when you're in the RVH.
I actually forgot to finish timing you there, but that felt like 30 seconds. I'm going to trust you on that one. Even, obviously, we've talked about the custom options for kind of everything else. Is this one, can you, if let's say you like the arms on the Supreme one, can you swap that out for?
Yeah, so that's actually like a somewhat common spec in custom, is that you can pick a Supreme or a Vapor body and then swap in the other arms. You can also extend or shorten the arms just to get that fit really dialed in, or you can add even more protection in the forearm, the bicep, or thicken up the floater. And then, of course, you have color options as well.
Yeah, okay, and we're talking a lot about color options and different things you can get out of this. There is also other goal protection options too, right? Like, this is our top of the line one, but it kind of goes, there's other options for if you're just starting out or
yeah,
whatever.
absolutely. So yeah, this is, this and our Supreme are kind of our top end models. So that high level goalie that's facing hard shots needs the best protection and performance possible. But then we also have our Elite and our GSX lines that are a little bit more accessible. That Elite chest protector is great for a goalie that's maybe starting to advance. Maybe it's their first year playing travel, or something along those lines. They're starting to get into maybe a little bit of a better men's league, and they want a little bit more protection. And then that GSX is perfect for that goalie starting out. Really easy to move in it, provides enough protection for most shooters. And then, obviously, if you start to feel pucks, then you can just keep upgrading your chest protector to get the level of protection that's needed for your level of play.
Last thing, before this is the last part of this video, is there anything from this that's like your favorite part of it, maybe a little hidden gem that you're kind of like?
Yeah, a little hidden thing that I actually really like about it is with our Supreme Shadow chest protector, the belly unit in that was kind of like a split unit. So it's a little bit of extra protection, but it also allowed for like a hybrid tuck. Goalies always talk about, are you a tuck in or are you a tuck out guy? Do you put your chest protector in your pants and tie it together, or do you let it flow on the outside? So that Supreme Shadow kind of allowed for a hybrid option where you could put the inner layer on the inside, the outer layer on the outside. On this one, it's still a one-layer construction, but you'll see this loop where you would normally tie into your chest protector if you tuck.
Yeah.
We now have one on the bottom side too. So you can still tie down to the chest protector for that connected feel, but it's not tucked in, so it's a little bit kind of in between, and I actually really like using that option.
There we go. So you're a tuck out guy.
I've always been a tuck out guy. Wow. I've been trying to get more into the tuck in.
Which one's the weirder
one? That's kind of a little bit of a... Traditionally, tuck in was weird, but now it's taking over. Like, pretty much everyone in the NHL, most kids I talk to tuck in now.
Wow.
So I'm trying to get with the times.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, you've definitely gotten us with the times, because I didn't know much about this set going in, and I feel like I know everything there is to now. Elliott, thanks again. This has been great. He's obviously been doing a bunch of this stuff with us. Like if you want to wonder anything about the new HF3 goalie skate or pretty much any of the other products that we've had coming out recently, we've been doing a ton of product expert series. It's not always Elliott, but when he is here, he's very helpful and he has very large friends as well. So thank you for that, and check out the other videos.